This is Jackie, and I'm here with Adrian of Assuming We Survive. We're here at a very unexpectedly not gross hot Warp Tour in Virginia Beach. So you guys are always obviously used to singing the same songs or similar songs, similar set lists every day. We thought we'd change things up with a little public domain tune. Are you ready for me?
I think so.
All right, I think you can do it. Ready?
I'm going to try my best.
Go for it.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are.
I love that rewrite. I'll appreciate that.
I was missing the harmonies. Where were the harmonies? I was waiting for it.
No, I can't do that to you. I can't do that to folks out there. I also teach high school, and the kids would just butcher me like that. Talk about negative YouTube comments.
Oh, jeez, I bet.
So here on Warped, obviously it's a great place to get new fans. Would you rather radio airplay or Spotify stream success?
You know, it's hard because the industry is just so crazy right now. I think Spotify is honestly the way to go,
What role do you see music streaming having in 2018 and beyond?
A lot more online, like Spotify's and stuff like that versus radio. Radio's become so hard to get on unless you are just ginormous at this point. So, yeah, I think for 2018 it's going to be a lot of streaming, and a lot of live shows. I feel like so many bands that would do like bigger headliners now are playing smaller clubs, which is so rad to see, and even throwback bands and stuff like that. So it's kind of cool. I mean, I feel like the scene is actually, even though there's been a lot of things going against the scene is actually growing stronger. So it's cool.
I like that. So what about music videos? What role do you see them having when we no longer have a channel that we get to tune to watch them?
I just think it kind of pushes us bands to be more creative on how we market our band. Especially with the music videos and stuff like that. So I forget what band it was. It was a band from Europe. They basically had like their whole record was, even though the songs, it wasn't like a concept record, but their music videos, like literally they had a music video for every song and it turned into like a short film. It was really cool. So that's awesome. I want to do that.
There you go. You got some ideas for next time around. What role do you see social media having, and is there a specific platform that you prefer to utilize, or do you just make sure you kind of saturate everything as much as you can?
Well, I think we all just have to saturate all our socials, but I really I just love Instagram. It's easy, plus I get to communicate with my fans easily. You can do the live stream and talk to fans and stuff like that. So that's like my go-to. Twitter's cool. It's all right.
Have you mastered IGTV yet?
No, I have not.
Same here.
I just got the upgrade or whatever. Yeah, so I'm still trying to figure that out. If you guys have any pointers, please let me know.
I mean, social media, I feel like is become such an important part of not just music, but anyone in the public eye. Do you think bands should use their platform to talk about political views, or is that something that's kind of personal and not your role?
I mean, obviously you have like punk rock bands that their message is political, or if your band is political, it's fine to speak that. It's kind of hard, but I think opening up a conversation that might be uncomfortable is a really cool thing. And I always tell our fans too that deal with depression or whatever they're dealing with, sometimes talking about something tough is hard to open up, but once you open up and you understand both sides of the story or both sides of the feelings, could be cool. Me personally, I try to stay away from religion or politics when I promote or talk about stuff, just because everyone's so different, and yeah, I try to keep away from any negativity as much as possible.
Yeah, you don't want to alienate fans. It's a little bit tough.
Everyone's entitled to their opinions, so.
I appreciate that. So we talked about music streaming being pretty important. What is success to you in music in 2018?
Well, I consider myself successful now. The fact that we've been able to play Warped Tour a few years and we're on the final one, the fact that we can do a tour and kids come out and know the Word Star songs, I'm okay with that. I feel like I'm pretty successful and our band is pretty successful at that point. Yeah, so I think that's what it's going to turn to, because like if you look at Warped Tour, since this is the last year and it's been a home for so many bands and fans and staff, it's our summer home, and now not having that, everyone's just going to be really, really busy playing shows, and so that's going to be really cool for everybody.
It'll be interesting to see what next summer has to bring. Yeah, especially on Warped Tour, being a musician, I can't even say it with a straight face, is so glamorous. Sarcasm. What was your first job like in high school?
Well, so I ran away from home in Dominican Republic. My dad was very abusive, and if you go to Heart Support, I did an interview in 2016 about how I grew up and running away from home. And my first job, honestly, I ran away from home. I lived underneath the bridge for 3 months, shined shoes in a park, and bought a plane ticket to Puerto Rico, and I joined the Army. That was my way out. So that was my first job, was being in the Army, which I loved. Actually, we're here in Virginia. I went through helicopter training right here at Fort Useless, Virginia. So, yeah, that was my first job ever.
Now, how did you make the transition from that to music?
Well, I've always done music ever since I can remember. I think my mom has videos of me being 3 years old singing and strumming on guitars and stuff like that. So I've always done music. So it was really easy for me and even when I was in the Army, I had a band and played a lot. So I just haven't stopped playing music is what it is.
Ah, there we go. So young people often turn to music when they have a rough day, when things get tough. Why do you think that is?
Well, because music's just such a universal language, that's why you have all these American bands that are huge in other countries and vice versa. I love music from everywhere, and being half Dominican, half German, my dad raised me on salsa and merengue, and I said that's so not Hispanically, merengue.
There you go. I wasn't going to correct because I couldn't.
I taught myself salsa and merengue, and then my mom grew me up on classical music. Every Sunday in my house, it was always classical music, and then blues and rock and roll, and it's just music. It's that one universal thing that can make you feel really good, or it's just a very emotional thing. So if you're feeling sad, it can make you sadder, or it can make you happy. It's a beautiful thing. That's what's awesome about music.
With quite a repertoire kind of in your history, what music do you turn to if you're having a rough day?
If I'm having a rough day, honestly, techno.
Hey, that's okay. We all have our thing.
Oh, man, I just put on techno. I just start dancing. I'm just like, you know what? Screw this. I'm going to have a good day today. Or, I mean, there's all kinds of throwbacks like Blink-182 and stuff like that. That just funny songs, something to just get me out of my funk.
I appreciate that you want to change it up. That's good. I mean, like you said, some people, when they're sad, they listen to sadder music. I don't know if that always helps, but I like, there's nothing wrong with little techno every once in a while. You
feet moving, get the body moving.
Pump your fist once and you're done.
Yeah, good to go. I feel better.
So how do you go about choosing your set list for Warped Tour? You got only about 25 minutes or so, give or take?
Yeah, that one's always tough. I mean, anytime we have a short set, no matter where we play, it's just really hard to pick what songs we're going to play. I think this year for Warped Tour, we just kind of asked our fans what they wanted to hear and made it work. And we just put out a brand new song called Just So You Know, so that had to be in the lineup. And then we have a song called California Stoned that's on the Warped Tour compilation, so that had to be in there too. So we had to kind of work around those two songs, but it worked out. I feel like the set's very energetic and it keeps everybody moving. So yeah, there's a lot of songs I really want to play, but the slower songs where I get to actually just focus on singing more, but versus partying and having a good time on stage. But it's a fun set.
Darn. Oh, darn. You got to party. Are you allowed to talk about what's up next for y'all after Warped Tour?
Yeah. So actually, what day is it today?
Today is the 12th of July.
Thursday?
Yes.
Okay. So tomorrow, actually, we're announcing a tour. It's a 2-part tour. But the first part, we're taking out a band called Rivals. They're amazing. They did a bunch of the California dates on the Shira Girl stage. Amazing band. And then another band from LA called Riot Child. They're amazing. They're like the female version of 21 Pilots, but so incredibly talented. And so really excited to bring those two bands out on tour. And then our new EP Chapters should be coming out at the end of July, middle August, somewhere around there. We're still waiting on a date. So that's all coming up, and we'll be on tour. It's a 2-part tour. I can't announce the second part yet, but we only have 8 days off in between the 2 parts. So it's going to be a busy rest of the year.
Well, stay tuned for much more from Assuming We Survive. This is Jackie. Thanks to Chorus FM and In the Key of Change.